Welcome to this second peer assessment from Foundations of Teaching for Learning 3, Learners and Learning, offered by the Commonwealth Education Trust through Coursera. Right now I'm going to try to answer the question for this peer assessment through this PowerPoint presentation recorded in a video. The question is, bearing in mind the often negative peer effect, what are some of the things that you might do as a teacher, in this case me, to lessen the negative effects and maximize the positive impact of peer learning? Well, first, as explained on these videos, it's good to answer the question if peer effect is good or bad. It really depends on the effect. Positive or good peer effect can be that people helping others to learn, that this is what we want, that's collaborative learning, making other people do homework, be more responsible, or enroll into very good habits. And of course it can also be bad, and this is what we are concerned about, in which students influence others to stop doing homework, to stop coming to school, smoking, and bullying others. So knowing this, I'm going to suggest 3 ways we can maximize the positive impact of peer learning and lessen negative effects. So first one, we should promote positive environment. As teachers, we should plan activities that are going to be good for our students, that are going to promote learning, like pair work, group work, rotating with others, so there are no classes or groups created into the classes saying just I work with this group and not with anybody else. We should rotate them. We also need to plan activities in which we know we are not going to cause any hurt. For example, if we have an activity in which we're talking about poverty and we know that a group of students live in the slums or they come from a very humble house, they are going, and some others don't, they are going to feel pointed at in this kind of class. So we really should be aware, and of course we should know the context. Some situations in some cultures might cause problems or might cause some others to bully others, especially if we have people from different cultures, and we really need to be present in class. We have to know what's going on in our class. We have to see our students' reactions to really explain or try to know what they're feeling, to really see if any comment affected or hurt somebody else, and try to solve this kind of situations. Another suggestion I will make is discouraging the negative behavior. How? Well, if we see maybe a student wants to call the teacher's attention by doing bad things, and if we give too much attention to this person, that this little boy or girl is going to keep on doing it. So we have to know our students, as I already suggested in the previous slide, and we have to approach this person and tell them what's not working, what's not going to do well in class. And if the person wants attention in class, we shouldn't give that attention. Maybe call that person outside, but not talking to the person in front. Otherwise he will feel he is being called, that he is calling attention. We should also use a compassionate language. There is a very good book that talks about it, which is Nonviolent Communication by Dr. Rosenberg. He explained how we can say things without hurting others. This is also a cultural thing. I might say something, but the receiver might get it in a different way. Or, for example, it's a good idea to tell students who are doing something negative, like your activities are not positive or are hurting somebody else, instead of saying you are hurting somebody else. So there are different techniques to use compassionate language, in which we are not violent and in which we are going to we're going to help build positive attitudes on others. And of course, if something is really bad, is hurting somebody else, we have to intervene immediately. If we see a situation that it's making another one feel really, really bad, we have to stop it right away and act. So we have to know when to act and when no. And the last suggestion I will make is boosting positive influence. How can we boost positive influence? Well, when somebody behaves well or has a positive attitude, we should praise that person and the activity. We should let the person know and others when somebody is doing something good, so that person can feel good and can repeat it, and for others to take that person as an example and keep on doing that kind of activities. As I already explained, we should use compassionate language by being by showing empathy to others, by not trying to use violent language. Sometimes it's not what we say but how we say it. We can also use activities like role plays or third person stories by seeing what's happening in a scenario in which we have created with different people making this role, so we can see the situation from a different perspective and analyzing with students what we can do, what we cannot do, why was this positive, why this was negative. And of course, we can also identify positive models in our society to follow and what the positive effects can be. We can have religious people or important people in our context. It will really depend on the culture, and we can set those as models to follow. Well, I really hope you enjoy this video, this presentation, and moreover, I really hope that one of these suggestions can be suitable for your context so you can use them. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation.